y'all. Just up. Not really doing nothing. Not too long ago took a shower. So I'm just sitting here. I was listening to a message from a lady. She was just, I caught some of it, where she was talking about how these mega $1 million churches can get on TV, or even in their sermons, during their sermons, be like, God wants you to sow this seed of $1,000 or whatever, and if you don't have it, this won't happen, or if you don't have the whole thing. Just a whole lot of foolishness. A whole lot of foolishness. So I'm just talking. Nothing in particular, just talking. Hold on. Oh, Lord. About to knock stuff over. Hold on, Jesus. Okay. I'm back. But anyway, like I was talking about in one of my videos, I think, where the disrespect is getting unreal. I mean, it's in the Bible that all of this is going to happen, where you're going to have a whole lot of people false prophesying, prophesying, whatever. But it's just sad. It's sad that, like she had made a good point when she was saying how you barely making ends meet. You barely making ends meet, but yet you going to $1 million mega church, and they're asking you basically to give your last so that God can bless you by the end of the week. So that you can have a 24-hour blessing if you give this or you give that. But the only person that's getting the blessing is them. Because you still in lack. You still living in poverty. But they around here flying in jets. Riding around in Rolls Royce. Bentleys and everything else. But when the end of the week come, you ain't got nothing to show for what they said that you would get if you would give it. Because God, remember, God told them to tell you to give it to him. For one, God ain't never, Jesus ain't never, even while walking around here on this earth, asked a person to do anything. He didn't ask a person to do anything. Matter of fact, he was the person asking people, what do you want me to do for you? What do you want me to do for you? What can I do for you? That was him when he was here on this earth. He didn't ask nobody to do anything for him. And if he did ask somebody to do something, like the man, what's coming to my mind is the man who was blind. The man who was blind. No, it's not the man who was blind. Like I said, he never asked nobody to do anything. He never asked nobody to do anything. Never. Never. And I'm just sitting here thinking, I can't remember in the Bible where Jesus asked anybody to do anything. Except when he asked the lady at the well for water. But that's not the type of stuff that I'm talking about. I'm talking about asking somebody, like how these pastors be going around saying, Jesus said, give me this and this will happen for you. They be lying. And it's sad that they're willing to take from people who are in need. Who are in need. And these people are willingly giving from their heart. Because why? God said so. Let them tell it. Because they want so bad to be obedient, and they want so bad to be helped in their situation, they're willing to give when somebody says, God said so. And it's sad that people are out here taking advantage of people in their love for God, to the point they're willing to rob them of everything that they got so that they can live a luxury life. Because truth be told, if any one of them people, a matter of fact, it was a girl that went to Michael Todd Church, and she's been on YouTube telling her testimony about it. It really wasn't no testimony, but just letting them know like what they did to her. She messaged them, let them know that she needed help, that she needed help, financial help. She typed up emailed them a letter. They emailed her back and told her she didn't qualify. What kind of foolishness is that? And she said she paid her tithes. She paid her tithes, and it wasn't a little bit of money, but she paid her tithes all the time. But you mean to tell me when somebody get down on their luck and they can no longer give like they've been given, and they end up needing financial help from a church they've been going to for years and giving to for years, you mean to tell me that they can turn around and tell you that you don't qualify for help? Where they do that at? That's sad. That's sad. That's sad. That is sad. That is sad. That's so sad. It's so sad. It's so sad. That's why I made a video one time where I was saying that you can giving your tithes. Yes, you give tithes to the church. Your tithes, I believe, is supposed to help with the upkeep of the church. I'm assuming that's what it's supposed to be. But you can also tithe into people who are in need. You don't necessarily have to give your tithes to the church. You can tithe into people. You can see somebody on the street in need of something, and you can give your 10% into that person. And I truly wholeheartedly believe that God will honor your 10% that you sold into that person, just as much as he would honor it, you giving it to the church. Because right now, God himself knows that it's people in the church crooked as all outdoors. So I would imagine he would rather you give it to somebody that's truly in need than to give it to somebody that's standing in the pulpit pretending. We have to ask God to bless us with the spirit of discernment, so that we can discern what's going on around us and in front of us. Because if we don't, we will be deceived. We will be deceived. We will be deceived. And I just think it's sad that people are out here at this day and age taking advantage of people who are wholeheartedly trying to run after Christ with all that they can, so that they can live a luxurious life. That's sad. That is sad. That is sad. That is so sad. That is so sad. And you got a lot of these people sitting in these congregations they worship their pastor so much. Some of them willing to die for their pastor, but won't die to self for Jesus so that he can help you live a better life. They willing to give their lives for their pastors. They pastors who sitting up there cheating them out of their money. But they think they gods. They look at their pastors like they gods, ready to kill for them, ready to give their life for them. but won't even give their life to Jesus, the one who can really help them, the one who can really help them. This world is so backwards. It's so backwards and upside down to it ain't even funny. It's crazy. Like I was just like how I was thinking about in the Bible where it's saying the last days people are going to turn away from their faith. Why would you want to turn away from Jesus? Why would you want to turn away from Jesus when the world is getting ready to fall into itself? It's getting wickeder and wickeder by the second. So you mean to tell me people who are already walking with Christ gonna see the world get worse and figure they need to go ahead and just let Jesus go because ain't nothing changing? Why let Jesus go to walk into a world of darkness that ain't gonna do nothing but keep getting darker? Even if you are walking with Jesus and these things are happening, at least you're walking on the right side of the fence. At least you're worshiping and giving praise to the right person, that no matter if you die or you live, you gonna be good. But if you give up your faith to go back into darkness, what you think gonna happen to you? Satan ain't gonna save you. He ain't gonna save you. He gonna try to kill you before you try to switch back over. We gotta think. We gotta think. I'm sitting here drinking water and coffee at the same time. But yeah, like this is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Don't be left walking around in the dark. Don't give up walking around in the dark with a flashlight, meaning the flashlight is Jesus. Don't get caught walking around in the dark without a flashlight. Because with that flashlight, you're able to see where you're going. Without that flashlight, you're going to bump into some things that you're going to wish you hadn't have bumped into. Just like when your lights go out, what do? You go buy candles, you go buy a flashlight, pop-up lights that run with battery, all that. So what you can do, what? See. So why would you want to give up on God? Why would you want to give up on God to walk in the darkness again? Like, I need to understand this. Nobody likes being in the dark. Nobody likes being in the dark. So do what you need to do to connect to the light, and the light is Jesus. Don't let the things that's about to happen in this world and the corruptness that is going on distract you from the light. The light is there to help guide you through this dumbness, through this foolery. Excuse me. So why would you want to let go of it again? Don't give up on God because He's not showing up fast enough, or because some things that you're about to see is things that nobody ever thought they would see. Don't get so fearful and scared that you give up on the one who can help you. Don't get so fearful and terrified of what you're about to start seeing in this world that you give up on God. Because you giving up on God is only going to put you in a hole that you wish you had not allowed yourself to walk into. Hold tight to that flashlight. Hold tight to that flashlight, because that flashlight is how you're going to be able to navigate yourself through this dark world. That flashlight is Jesus that I'm talking about. Not no flashlight, but Jesus, the light, the way, the truth. Hold on to Him. The darker this world get, you gonna need to hold tight to Jesus. Your life do depend on it. Not like your life depend on it, because your life do depend on it. You gonna need that flashlight, which is Jesus, to see your way through this foolishness that is coming. So don't sit up here and allow Satan to deceive you to give up on God because you still going through this, or this is happening and this is getting ready to happen. Because no matter what you do, whether you over there or over here, you gonna go through some stuff. You gonna see that these things that are about to start taking place in this world, they're going to happen, and some of them are going to affect a lot of us. But that don't mean you give up on Jesus. He the light of this world. And the only way you're going to be able to see through this dark mess is with him. Is with him. We just have to get in a place of total, and I mean, when I say total, I mean total surrender. Literally, dying to yourself does not feel good, because dying to yourself means that you give up total control. That you're literally living for the Lord. You're living for whatever it is that you're giving your control to. You're living for that. And the only thing that you should be willing to give up total control to is Jesus. Is Jesus. Is Jesus. Is Jesus. It's hard. It's hard, but it's worth it. And me losing my job, like I said, my job, in a sense, even though I know God gave me that job, I couldn't have got it without him. Just the fact of me knowing that I know if I got up in the morning and went to work, it gave me a little bit of sense of having somewhat of control in my life. Because I knew if I went to work, I made a check. But I had to I had to tell God, like, and I cried and I felt bad because I felt I had somewhat of control. But God showed me that I have no control. Whether it was my fault I got fired or not, God could have allowed me to still have my job. But he didn't. He didn't. And for whatever reason he didn't, I have to be all right with that, because I can't change it. It's gone. It's gone. It's in the past now. But I told God, like, I'm lost. Like, I don't know what to do. All I know is to give it to you. And I'm not just having this mind frame because I lost my job. I've been on this. I've been on this. I've been reading my Bible. I've been praying. I've been fasting. I've been on this. Asking God to help me to surrender to him. I've been on this. But even in prayers like that, you have to realize when you pray a prayer of asking God to help you to total surrender to him, to help you to have the faith that moves mountains, he's going to put you in some places and some tests where you're going to have to exercise that. And that's where I am. In a place where I am in the exercising room. He has me in the spiritual gym, working some faith out to strengthen it for my next. I hope that makes sense. But we got to get it together. We got to get it together. We got to get it together. And we got to stop being around here being so scarce, living a scarcity life, a scarcity mindset. When you got money to help somebody else and God put it on your heart, you know when God telling you to do something. You know when God telling you to do something. When he telling you to do something, do it. Even if it means you got to go without doing what it is that you wanted to do, you need to do it because it's a reason why he's telling you to do that. Whether you know that reason or not, if God puts something on your heart to do for somebody else, do it. Do it. Just do it. Just be obedient and do it. Just do it. You gonna get a bath. You. Mm-hmm. She don't want to wash her butt. But yeah, I was just thinking about that. Why would anybody want to walk around in the dark when you have light? And I could see how people walk around in the dark and never had a taste of the light. But when you've had a taste of the light, which is Jesus, why would you want to go back into walking in darkness? I don't understand that. Help me to make it make sense. Because it don't make sense to me. It don't make sense to me. At all. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. I don't really have too much more on my mind. But we just have to get in a place of total surrender and wanting what God wants for us and allowing His will to be done in our life, no matter what that looks like. Because we have to remember, at the end of the day, He's not trying to hurt us. He's trying to help us. He's trying to shape and mold us into the men and women of God for the kingdom of God, to do a work for Him and to help each other. So we need to stop fighting it and allow God to help us before it's too late. Before it's too late. So, I'm not sure what time it is, but I just wanted to have a little chit chat. I'm going to give y'all night back. I hope y'all have a safe night, a peaceful night, a restful night. And God's will, I will see y'all tomorrow.